It's my fight prediction for Mark Chamberlain versus Josh Padley. This should be a slow paced fight. Should be interesting because Chamberlain's coming in with some sneaky power. He kind of uses that jab in the southpaw position to kind of set up that left hand and get these guys uh, legs all over the place, really, because he buzzes a lot of fighters he gets in the ring with. And he's a very young guy. He's only 25 years old at the lightweight position. And it seems like he's the guy that's always ahead of the game. Like he'll be, when you think he's clinching and tired, he's really boxing and trying to wear down his opponent. He takes advantages. He takes advantages where he can actually move around the ring and get these guys to be aggressive, and then he sets them up, and then those guys start to run. And you can realize the judges kind of see that because at first it'll kind of look like Chamberlain's trying to get by on points and he's tired. He's trying to take a round off. But then all of a sudden he'll kind of set these guys up in a trap and they don't really know how to adjust. And that left hand is pretty serious. It's sneaky. And the jab it sets up a lot. With Padley, who goes by Paddy, he's definitely a very interesting fighter because he goes a distance a lot, but at the same time, guys like him are very dangerous because he knows how to box. He knows how to box. The only thing I kind of get from him is he hangs in the pocket a little too long sometimes, and his stance is wide, so he can't really move from left to right without crouching first or having to reset and get his legs a little closer to move around lateral. But in his stance he's not really a good lateral mover. And that can cause a lot of issues once the fight starts to break out and the brawl starts to go. It can cause definitely a lot of issues with a guy like Padley. And he's a good boxer in the inside, but doesn't tend to hang around there because he's more comfortable on the outside. I think Chamberlain is more effective in the inside, but he's also a guy who hang around the outside. But he takes the fight in the inside a lot more. And he'll have an advantage against Padley in that department. It looks like Padley is a strong. Their strength is about the same. I don't see either guy a lot stronger or anything like that. Even with Chamberlain's power, like I said, it's sneaky power. It's something that kind of sneaks on you, catches you off guard, and that leads to a lot of his knockouts. And it does a lot of damage too because guys don't really. I don't know if he changes up his power throughout the fight. He might hold back early on and then start to chop guys down later on in the rounds. That seems to be what's happening right now. Padley, he's usually just a guy who's boxing these guys. He wears them down the same way as Chamberlain does, but he's a little more patient with it. He doesn't change it up and down. He'll come out at one speed, which is pretty high, and he'll kind of stick to that speed. He doesn't change it up. You kind of can see everything that's coming from his direction. I think Chamberlain does a better job of hiding it and not really showing everybody that what he's thinking or what condition he's in. I think with Padley you can kind of see everything, but he's still effective though. He's a one speed guy and he doesn't slow down. He really just keeps going, and that's going to be a huge problem for a guy like Chamberlain because he's going to want to change up the tempo and the pace, and Padley's definitely not going to be trying to do that. Now, if he can outbox Chamberlain on the outside, then I would suggest him to stay on the outside. But it's going to be a point in time where Chamberlain's going to come forward, and he has to be able to exchange some blows with him and put Chamberlain on the back foot and make him clinch a lot more to try to slow him down. But if he's just letting Chamberlain reign free and get his punches off and not countering back, it's gonna be a long night. But with the way that Chamberlain's coming into this fight, I definitely think I'm gonna go with him with a decision. Should be a tough fight. Padley's not an super easy fight. Like I said, this guy's coming in with a good game plan. He knows what he wants to do. But I think this is gonna be a super interesting fight. I want to go with a knockdown KO for Chamberlain, but I think Padley gonna try to come in there and try to survive. You know, he's definitely gonna try to give himself a chance to win. I don't want to say survive because that's gonna make it seem like it's gonna be it could be lopsided. Right now, I could lean towards it being lopsided, even a knockout. But I think Padley gonna try to put on a show enough to where it goes to a decision. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.